Hey everybody, welcome to Law and Society. Today we're going to talk about Donald Trump's New York civil trial, just a little bit. And we're also going to talk about the common thread that weaves through every single court proceeding that Donald Trump is a party. So if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe, and let's dive in. It's hard to keep up with Donald Trump's various legal troubles, but there's a common thread. Donald Trump targets and attacks those he perceives as his enemies, and these enemies happen to be the court officers, the judges, the lawyers, the district attorney's offices, the prosecutors, uh, witnesses, and people who would be perceived as witnesses, as well as juries and grand jurors. He targets these people and he creates the environment where his followers then go out and target and attack them. We know this by Donald Trump's attacks on Judge Chutkan. There was a threat by a woman named Abigail Shry, who is arrested and who is going to be facing charges, and her criminal trial or proceedings are coming up in the next month or so. And there are numerous other instances. I have talked about it many times, so I'm not going to reiterate that Donald Trump's threats materialize into action by his fans. And Donald Trump is so shameless and he's so irresponsible that he has actually said in a court filing that goes against Jack Smith's motion for a protective order in the D.C. trial, that he cannot be held responsible for what other people do after they listen to him. That's not what a public official, that's not what somebody who is a leader says. They take no responsibility for what they say. That's actually in a court filing of Donald Trump. It's in his reply to Jack Smith's response to Donald Trump's denial of motion to deny the protective order. And so he literally is litigating these cases in the court of public opinion and targeting court officers, thereby compromising the integrity of the trial and the safety of people involved in the trial. He's doing this continuously. In this civil trial, he has already attacked the New York Attorney General. He attacked the judge as being, partial. It's being this being a sham trial, obviously. And every moment that they got out of the litigation happening in the courts, they came out and litigated the case in the court of public opinion and in the media. And that's why it's important for there to be cameras inside the courtroom in every Trump proceeding, because that's the only balanced way the public will be able to see what Donald Trump's cases are about. It's not going to be through reporters who only some of us follow, and then that trickles down to the mainstream news the next day. By then, Donald Trump has already primed his flock and already spread the disinformation that he spreads at every chance that he gets. And here, in this instance, he had the audacity to do so from outside the courthouse where his civil proceeding was ongoing. So that's this civil proceeding. It's not going in his favor. It's about how much money he owes and to what extent him and his company and his children, not Ivanka because she got out of it, Eric and Don Jr. and Donald Trump and the Trump organization, whether they get to do business in New York or not. His other cases, we know that another date for y'all to remember is October 16th, because October 16th is the day when Judge Chutkan will hear the oral arguments for Jack Smith's motion for a narrowly tailored protective order, limiting what Donald Trump can say in order to prevent Donald Trump from materially prejudicing the jury pool and integrity of the trial, as well as you know, compromising the safety of anybody involved in the trial. So we'll hear about that from reporters, again, because there's no cameras in federal courtrooms. And I hope that the federal judiciary takes up this issue and that they consider seriously the whole having cameras in the courtroom during Donald Trump's proceedings, because not doing so is doing the public harm by not getting the case out at the same time that Donald Trump is going out and spreading disinformation about it. In that sense, Georgia is evolved because Georgia's trials will be public and proceedings are public. So if Kenneth Chesebro and Sidney Powell decide that they don't want to plead guilty, although it is to their advantage to plead guilty, and take it to trial on October 23rd, then the whole world will get to see everything, and Donald Trump's lawyers won't be able to litigate in court and outside. They will be in the same par with all of us who watched the trial happen, because Donald Trump isn't a defendant who opted for a speedy trial. And that's why Judge McAfee severed the cases, and Sidney Powell and Kenneth Chesebro are going to trial on October 23rd of this year. And so Sidney Powell and Kenneth Chesebro should take the plea deal if they know what's good for them, and they may even avoid jail time. Scott Hall, one of the other co-defendants, has pled guilty. So those are the two cases that are ongoing. Then there are the Colorado and Minnesota disqualification cases. We know there's a November hearing, and then there for the Minnesota Supreme Court to hear this disqualification issue, and Colorado, that process is going on. Then there's the Mar-a-Lago case we know very little about because a lot of the proceedings there are sealed. Many of the other proceedings also are sealed because right now Scott Perry's cell phone issue case is back in the district court to be reviewed sentence by sentence. We don't have much news from the Manhattan DA about the case of election of hush money payments to Stormy Daniels. We don't have much information about that. But stay tuned, because October, I believe, is going to be a busy month in terms of Donald Trump's trials ramping up, and at the same time, Donald Trump's attacks. So I want everybody to remain vigilant, and I want people to be aware that Donald Trump remains a clear and present danger to the public safety of day-to-day Americans, as well as to the rule of law and to the Constitution of the United States. He is a clear and present danger to American democracy, and he is operating in open and plain view, and he will continue to do so unless the judges in the cases where he is continuing to spread disinformation come out and narrowly line out what he can and cannot say about those particular trials. The Colorado judge has done so in the disqualification case. Eileen Cannon and Judge Chutkan have imposed protective orders that are meant for not disclosing discovery, and I believe Judge Chutkan has been presented with a strong case of applying a protective order on the DC trial and matters about the DC trial and people involved in the DC trial as well. So we'll see on the 16th what happens. Until then, please take care. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot. And I'm doing it to inform you. So if you engage, I welcome it. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment box, and I'll be sure to get to you.